healthy can be expensive. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys some tips and totally encourage you that eating healthy does not have to break the bank. We are about to get strategic, so get ready. Tip 1, plan your meals. So first of all, know what you plan to cook during the week and know how much of ingredients you will need. Also consider what your week is gonna look like. For example, if you know that you're gonna have a busy week at work, then don't plan to cook a meal that's gonna be super time and energy consuming to the point that you're gonna get home and you're not gonna feel like cooking that meal. So you won't feel like cooking it, and then most likely the produce and some ingredients that you purchased to make that meal will probably go to waste. And not only will that go to waste, but your money is going to waste. So don't forget to consider your week. If you're gonna have a busy week, make sure that you're planning meals that are easier and doable. Tip 2, make a list. So now that you've planned your meals and you already know what you're gonna cook, now you wanna make an ingredient list, a list of the things that you'll need to buy at the market. So you're gonna know exactly what you're gonna get before you get into the store. You're gonna stick to that list. They know to allure you to buy more products than what you were actually planning to buy in the first place, which makes you spend more money. Which is why you need to be strategic at this also. So you're less likely to go ahead and buy extra things that you probably don't really need if you have a list and that you're being strict and following. Tip 3, do not go to the grocery store hungry. Yeah, just don't do this one, trust me. I have fallen victim of this one myself. I go to the grocery store and I'm starving and everything looks so bomb and I just want to eat it all and put it all in my cart. I always end up buying stuff that I shouldn't have, and I always end up making really bad decisions because I'm starving. And then I come home and then I really want to eat everything that I just bought. Am I like the only person that has happened to? Tip 4, stick to the outside perimeter of the store. So let's think about this for a second. In the inner aisles, what do you find? You find a bunch of prepackaged snacks, cereals, candy, chocolate. All the prepackaged foods, not only for the most part, they're usually not that healthy, but even if they are healthy, the prepackaged foods will drive up your grocery bill real quick. I would advise you to only go into the inner aisle if one of the items on your list is in there. When you stick to the perimeter, what are you gonna find? You're gonna find all your produce section, you're gonna find the dairy section where you're gonna find alternative milks, you're gonna find your eggs, you're gonna find yogurts, then you're gonna find the deli section where you're gonna find your meats. So all those things are generally healthier for you and less expensive. Tip 5, buy produce that is whole. Try your best to avoid pre-chopped veggies and fruit because the costs are higher. The reason why is because they're trying to cover costs to pay the person that chopped the veggies and to pay the packaging. So you're better off and saving way more money when you actually buy the produce as a whole and you chop it yourself. Tip 6, buy certain foods in bulk. So foods that are dry, think of grains, beans, nuts, things like that. You can buy in bulk and they tend to cost less and they don't go bad. Tip 7, consider plant-based proteins for your meals. For example, a cup of lentils is about 18 grams of protein. A cup of lima beans is about 15 grams of protein. A cup of quinoa has about 8 grams of protein. So you can definitely get your proteins from plants and save a lot of money. All these plant-based foods are delicious, they're versatile, you can look up all kinds of different recipes with them, and they'll save you a lot of money too. Tip 8, think about frozen foods. So under this tip, I have 2 different categories. One is consider purchasing frozen foods. They basically last forever and they retain most of their nutrition and you don't have to worry about it going bad. So which is why this is a saving tip for me, because a lot of the times we buy produce and it goes bad. And when it's frozen, then you don't really have to worry about that. Okay, so the second part of this tip is considering to freeze your own produce. So you can chop up your own vegetables, you can chop up your onions, your bell peppers, you can chop up your broccoli and put it in your own containers and freeze it up so that you don't have to worry about it spoiling because you couldn't get to it and cook it on time. You guys can get really creative with this tip. For example, I like to pre-chop my avocado and put it in the freezer, take it out, and then I throw it in my smoothies, because we all know avocados go bad so quickly. And then there's many times that I purchase avocados and then I never get to them, and then I end up just throwing them away. Tip 9 is that you can get creative with your leftovers. So for example, let's say that you cooked a pot of brown rice and you have a lot left over. You're probably not going to eat it, but maybe the next morning you decide to use that leftover of the brown rice to make a brown rice pudding. So in doing that, you saved money, because not only didn't you not throw that brown rice away that you might have not eaten otherwise, but then now you made a whole new meal with it. Okay, so now you are officially ready. You got strategy, you got the tips that you need to move forward and eat healthy without breaking the bank.